Everybody's muted. Very good. Well, let's begin. I always have a very standard warm-up set of exercises that I do before every class. And so I'm not going to change my old habits now. We'll do the same simple warm-ups. The idea is just to get the body moving, to get the spine rotating, stretching and bending the spine. And then after that, we'll go into look in the other exercises in more detail. So stand with your feet nice and generous width apart, knees gently bent, back nice and straight. Gently draw the mind back inside. Draw the mind deep into lower dantian. Whole body relaxes. We'd make our turn from lower dantian. So just gently turn the belly, look back over the shoulder, and just see how your spine feels. Everything okay? Does it feel comfortable? Do the other side. All of these exercises can be adjusted. See what suits your back at the moment. So if something is stiff or sore, or if your neck is stiff or sore, hips, just take it easy. Make a small version of the exercise. Otherwise, just release and relax and let the waist turn. Shoulders relaxed, elbows are relaxed. Hands gently curl around the body and tap onto the body. So lower dantian turns from side to side. As lower dantian turns, spine follows. Spine moves the shoulders. The arms just gently wrap around the body. Arms open, tap onto the side of the body. So the idea of the opening exercises, just to get some blood and qi flowing well through the body, but also gently moving the spine, gently moving the shoulders and arms, gently moving the hips, the knees, ankles, all the way down to the feet. So the whole body moves. We'll incorporate the spine, the top of the spine in a few moments. The aim of tonight's exercise set is looking at the roots of some of Dr. Pang's exercises. Before encountering Zheneng Qigong, when would that be? Nearly 20 years ago when I first found Zheneng Qigong. Somewhere in the dim distant past, maybe 30 years ago, I studied some Daoist forms. And the Daoist forms, the Daoist Dao Yin, they use a lot of exercises with balls of qi, visualizing beautiful balls of qi, carrying them around and moving them. And eventually we come to Dr. Pang's TaiChi ball, or the 2-ball form and the 1-ball form that he uses. And eventually that suggests some sort of free movement. And so I think we're going to try and cover all of that tonight. I'm going to try and take you through a journey from various simple Daoist ball techniques through Dr. Pang's TaiChi ball, and then perhaps we can just move gently and freely and express ourselves at the end. And so in the past, I heard extraordinary stories when I was studying medical Qigong. People used to say, there's a special hospital in Beijing where they treat students who have gone mad by using uh, free movement in their qigong. That always used to worry me. And then I heard, various teachers from the Zheneng Qigong school saying, oh no, Dr. Pang doesn't approve of free movement. And then most recently, last year in the summertime, teacher Ling, of Luan Ling fame, was teaching free movement. And I said to her, something doesn't quite match up here. And we between us discussed and came to the conclusion that it's okay to move freely within the bounds of, what we're about to learn tonight. But that some people can become very obsessed by the idea. And as with anything, too much of a good thing can hurt you. And so it's about being relaxed with our TaiChi ball forms. It's about being relaxed with our free movement and not doing hours on end and not becoming too obsessed. So we'll take it easy tonight and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so let's slow this exercise down, but make it longer. So now use your neck to look over your shoulder. Okay, I would just say that if you're not used to doing this exercise, it can make you a bit dizzy, lightheaded. If you find that that's happening to you, please just concentrate on your big toes. Just imagine how it feels or experience how it feels for your big toes to squeeze against the ground. Actually experience that space between the bottom of the toe and the foot. Put your mind into that space and then move to the next toe along and experience that space. Move to the middle toe, move to the ring toe, move to the little toe. And just feel the spaces between your toes as you touch the ground. And then the ball of the foot, just experience that space. And hopefully you'll suddenly find that you don't feel lightheaded anymore. In medical Qigong, we were told that this experience was called rebellious Qi, which was Qi that had decided to go the wrong way. Wasn't supposed to go up into your head, but it did do anyway. So now we can use the famous Dr. Pang idea, Yidao, Qidao, where the mind goes, the Qi follows. So we put our mind in our toes and the Qi obligingly moves down in the body to bring about balance and stop us feeling dizzy. Okay, so a few more long turns, really opening the neck up. Now the whole spine is moving beautifully. And then we can let the exercise set gently, slowly, slowly come to a stop. You don't have to rush, just let it wind down. Another way to balance the Qi is just by gathering Qi. Imagine the hands deep in the earth, lifting a beautiful ball of Qi up in the air, and then gathering this Qi down through your body, moving it from your head, drifting it down into your chest, locating it deep in your belly. And then when the hands relax, the Qi flows in the legs, creating a circuit. Let's do it 2 more times. Normally 3 times is enough to bring about balance. But if you still feel very lightheaded, then why not keep on doing it? Do it 10 times. And you can always just come back and join in with whatever I'm doing when you feel more balanced. Otherwise, you can also sit down if you need to. Don't put your head between your legs. So often in sports, they sort of say, oh, if you're feeling dizzy, put your head between your legs. But unfortunately, that has the effect of moving Qi into your head, which just makes you more dizzy. Strange advice, never understood. Okay, we've rotated our spine. Let's just do some forward and back bends. Just take it easy with your spine. Go as far as you feel comfortable. Take the hands up into the blue sky once more, stretch up. And then we can do some back bends first. So just let your knees and hips drift forward and gently lean back, opening the front of the chest and the body. Stretch up, gently back, stretch up, gently back, stretch stretch up. Once more. Back. And stretch up. Okay, hands up in the blue sky. So our arms and our ears are not pressed together. There's a nice sort of space between the arms and ears. And now we're going to bend forwards. So as we do with the bowed body, we just do the neck and the arms first, bending the nape of the neck, then bend the upper back, then bend the middle back, then bend the lower back. Keep your knees soft. Relax the back of the neck. Just allow the body to hang and relax. Tuck the tummy in slightly. So imagine the foot split into 4 pieces. First of all, stretch down to a line that's drawn between your toes, gently stretching down, and then release. Imagine a line that's been drawn between the roots of your toes, gently stretch down towards that line, and release. Imagine a line that's been drawn between your insteps. So as you can see, we just gradually get deeper and deeper with each little bend and release. And the last line is between your heels. Stretch towards the back and go as deep as you comfortably wish. Good. And then let the body hang and relax naturally. Lift the tailbone up behind and then push the tailbone to the front of the body and slowly roll the spine up. And then we gather the arms and the ears at the same speed, just drawing those up beside each other. Okay, let's let the knees and hips go forward, gently lean back and up. Just allow the front of your body to open and up, back, stretch up. Once more, back and stretch up. Arms and ears gently tip over, just bending the nape of the neck. And then the upper back starts to roll, middle back starts to roll, and the lower back relaxes down. Knees nice and soft, back of the neck is soft. Stretching down in line with our toes. And then release. In line with the roots of our toes. And then release. In line with our insteps. And release. In line with our heels, or as deep as you wish to go. The body can just relax and hang for a moment. Lift the tailbone up behind, push the tailbone towards the front of the body, start to assemble the spine, bring up the arms and ears at the same speed. Draw up, stretch up. Gently bend backwards and up. I put some little side bends in here occasionally as well, backwards and kind of off to one side. And up, backwards, then off to the other side. And up, and then straight back. It's quite good for if you have sciatica problems, just to do these little back and side bends at the same time. Okay, can we try and do this with straight legs? So lock the leg and see if you can do it with straight legs. Arms and ears tip over. Up back, middle back, and lower back. And let the body hang down. Try and keep the legs as straight as you can. Just a little stretch on the back of the legs there, helping the hamstrings. Okay, down toward the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. Toward our insteps. And release. And then back toward the heels. Okay, good. Let the body hang and relax. Lift the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone to the front of the body. Start to assemble the spine. Bring up the arms and the ears at the same time. Stretch out, stretch up. Knees and hips can drift forward. You can gently lean back and up. You want to try the side bends. Back and go slightly off to one side. And up. Back and slightly off to the other side. Stretch up. And then straight back. And like a little sandwich. Bends. Okay, last time for our forward bends then. So arms and Ears following over, legs are nice and straight, upper back is rolling, down we go. And then relaxing down, sinking towards our toes and release. In line with the roots of our toes, release. In line with the insteps and release. Back toward the heels, nice deep bend. Good. Body relaxes and hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. The spine starts to roll up. The head, arms, and ears come up. Stretch up, blue sky chi. And then we'll do our back bends one more. Gently backwards. Up, back. Stretch up, back. Up, back. And stretch up. Hands above the crown of the head. We can just allow the chi to pour down through the body, releasing the shoulders and the elbows and the wrists. Down over back way, draw the chi down through the body, through upper dantian, deep into middle dantian, drawing the chi deep into lower dantian, where we hold and locate this chi. Then release the hands and the chi flows beautifully in the legs. Do that a couple more times. As I say, generally 3 times is enough just to bring us back into stability, but if you need to do more, don't hesitate to do more. It's about making this class work for you, not for me. And lovely. Okay, my little warm-up set. It's got one more exercise. So we've forward and back bends, we've rotated our spine. Now we're going to just do some side bends. So just breathe in and gently lift up the right hand. And then sink across to the left hand side. Just feel the right side of your body softly opening up. Breathe in and lift the right hand up. When we exhale, we swap the hands over. Breathe in and lift up the left hand. And exhale across to the right. Feel the whole left side of the body gently arcing open. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap hands. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale across. Once more for each side. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Stretch up. Across to the right. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe and stretch up. Exhaling to the left. You need to do one more actually. Breathe and lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe and stretch up. Exhale to the right. That side of the body wider. Breathe and draw both hands up into the blue sky. Again, we pull the chi down through the body. Draw the chi, sink the chi deep inside. Allow all the chi to settle deep and lower down here. Gather a few times. Pour chi down. Focus everything into lower dantian. Gathering chi. Right chi. just a chi being filled with chi. Once more. So hopefully you're feeling stable, calm, and relaxed. We'll just gather chi one more time. This time we'll leave our hands on the belly. So lift up or down. And eventually the chi comes all the way down to lower dantian. We settle the hands onto lower dantian. Deep inside lower dantian, chi is abundant. Blood and chi flowing well through the body. Just use the 8 phrases to bring ourselves into the Chinen Qigong frame of mind. So I'll sing it for you. You can join in. O Tian Che Di Jin Song Yi Chan Hua Jian Men Jian Jin Chou Yin Bo Chi Shen Liu Ai Kong Shen Yi Jiao Ti Liu Shen Rong Rong Liu Shen Rong Rong Ocean, wrong, wrong. Feel the connection through the earth, out into the blue sky beyond, out into the universe beyond that, head in the heavens above, blue sky, out into the universe. Mind gently expands with this idea, out into the universe. Just taking all the pressure off the body and allowing it to gently relax. It's not obvious what's outside and what's inside anymore. No distracting thoughts. We bring about this deep inner silence, brings us deep inner peace. And the mind expands out into the universe. We can allow our body to follow and release and relax out into the universe. When we draw our minds back, we can bring healing chi deep into every cell of our body, deep into our DNA, deep into our life stories, deep into our patterns, healing chi throughout every aspect of our lives. When we open like this, we connect. We connect as a class, but we connect to all the other classes across the globe. We connect to all the other teachers. We connect to Dr. Payne. This intimate, deep connection. And so in this harmonious state, this is how we begin our exercises. So standing in shoulder width, just gather a ball of chi in front of your belly. Very simple TaiChi exercise. Open this gentle ball up and imagine lower dantian opening with it. As we bring our hands back together, she goes deep inside. Open and expand up. Gently close and bring this healing chi inside. Bring this beautiful ball of chi in front of the belly. Raise it up in front of middle dantian. Open middle dantian. Draw this ball of chi up in front of upper dantian. Then gently draw the hands in front of upper dantian, draw down to lower dantian, settle in front of the belly. So this first exercise is an exercise that Taoists do with the full moon. Don't do it on a cloudy night, only on a completely clear night, crystal clear night with a beautiful full moon. And each time they open their hands, they imagine gathering the full moon in their hands and then drawing the full moon back into the lower dantian, then gathering the full moon with their hands and bringing it back into the middle dantian. Eventually, the upper dantian as well. Sometimes you could either open your hands out completely above your head if you wish, and draw them back down, and draw the full moon down into your body. Draw the energy, of course, cooling yin chi deep inside the body. And so, obviously, our 21st century is a very yang time. There's an awful lot of yang things going on. So, full moon practices are really quite good. We just do this idea of gathering all this cooling, relaxing yin chi back into our dantians. But let's just let this ball drop down a little bit. You can let it go all the way down below your lap, and then gently move this ball up, all the way up, up, above the head. So when you sink it, you might want to let your whole body sink down with it. So sit down into your knees. And when you lift it up, you can let the whole body stand up. It's just up above the head. When you sink down, it's like body mind form. We keep our spine nice and straight. We're just sitting down the tailbone. Lifting up, we're letting the whole body stand up. And sitting down, it's just a straight sit down with a nice straight back. It's just the knees that go down. The body hasn't bent forward or backwards. And when we lift up, stand up nice and straight. How about adding some breath to it? How about exhaling as you sink down? How about inhaling as you lift up? Not important to have a breath with it, and as Dr. Pang says, your body knows best. Perhaps you want to change your breath round and do it the other way. Whenever I say, oh, it's an exhalation when I sit down, people say, oh, it's an inhalation when I sit down. So no right, no wrong. We just have to listen to our bodies and let them do whatever they wish to do. Let's draw the ball down in front of the belly. Let's forget about breathing. Let's go back to Dr. Pang. Raise the ball up. Turn 45 degrees to your left-hand side. Slide the ball down as you sit down. Draw the ball through and gently raise it up the right side. Standing up at the top, turning to your left, sitting the tailbone down. Through and lift up. Turning and sinking down. Through and gathering up. Try and keep the ball as much of a ball as you can. Try and keep your hands opposite each other. Try and sort of keep the form of the ball, the size of the ball. This is one of the sort of the keys to Daoist ball practice, is to try and follow palm against palm. Sometimes what happens is you end up with sort of one hand over and suddenly the ball gets huge and then suddenly the ball gets tiny and you sort of lose the form of it. But try to keep the shape of it as best you can. And then we'll bring it down to the bottom. And we can pause there and we'll go around in the opposite direction, taking the ball to the left and stand up and lift the ball up. And then down on the right, sitting down. Go through and lift up. Cross and down. Through, lift up. And sink down. Through, lift up. And turn and sink down. Hold this ball in front of the lap. Draw it up the front of the body. Raise the ball up. And then push it out. Sink it down as you let your body sink down. Roll it in, bring it up the front of your body. Exhale, push forwards. Sorry, not exhale. You do whatever you want with your breath. That's just my practice. I find myself breathing in as I lift up and exhaling as I push. But you can find whatever breath works for you. Once more, circle it out, circle it down. Gather it up in front of lower dantian. Just pause for a moment. Now then sink it down. Roll it forwards. Lift it up. And gather it deep inside your body. Sit the spine straight down as you drop the ball down. Roll the ball forwards. Lift it up as the body stands up. Gather this beautiful chi in. Sit and sink. Roll the ball away from you. Lift the ball up. Gather the ball into your chest. And sit and sink. Forwards and lift up. Outwards. Sink down. Once more. palms back at lower dantian. Let's take our single ball and split it into two balls. Take the right hand gently up the front of the body. Let the right palm turn round. Gently push palms flat to the ceiling. Right hand goes out to the side. The body bends forward. Arm is facing up at the back. Take the hand to the back. Lather it round to the front. And we recognize TaiChi ball. Lift up the front. A little circle right in front of your chin, 360 degrees. And to know we're in the right position, the fingers facing the opposite direction across the body, and then out to the side. To know we're doing the right thing, the body should be looking downwards, or you should be facing downwards, and your palm should be up at the side. Draw around, back. Draw your single ball up to your chin. Follow the thumb in a little circle of 360 degrees. Push your palm as flat to the ceiling as you can. Out to the side in a great wide arc. Body facing downwards, palm facing upwards. Go to the back. Come to the front. Can we try and turn our spine with this as well? So we come up, we make our little rotation, and the whole body stretches up. Now take the hand out to the side, bend your knees a bit. So we're sort of in a crouch when we're at the side. And then start to turn your body backwards as the hand goes backwards. Look at your hand behind you, and then watch it come underneath your arm. Up, rotate, push. Watch the hand as it goes out to the side. Watch the hand as it goes to the back. Come round to the front. Okay, let's do left hand now. Left hand comes up. Just a little circle, trying to keep the palm as flat as you can. Push the flat palm up. Bend out. Sorry, bend the body down as you send the hand out. Watch it as it goes to the back. Watch it as it comes under your arm. Goes up the front of the body. Following the thumb, a little 360-degree circle. Gently push. Follow out to the side. Watch it as it comes to the back. And gently comes to the front. Up. The secret is keeping the palm flat here. If you don't have the palm flat the whole way up, you sometimes get a bit lost. You're not quite sure where the hand's supposed to be going. But if you really open the palm as flat as you can, you're always following your thumb. In this case, following your thumb in a circle to the left. And then you're following your thumb continuing in a second circle out to the side. And then you're following your thumb as it comes all the way around the back. Comes back to the front. Last time for the left hand. Push. Let the whole spine bend forwards. Let the whole body turn to the back. Round to the front. Come to a stop. Okay, so just release the hands, release the feet, have a little shake out here. Okay, so we've seen various different movements of Daoist balls. Single Daoist balls that we can roll, single Daoist balls we can move, single Daoist balls, and then double Daoist balls that can move in whichever direction they wish. So hold this thought in mind while we look at our next set of exercises. So the next set of exercises are to do with freeing up the spine. First of all, we're going to, we've rotated our spine already, but we'll do a little bit of that again. But let's start just by moving the spine forward and backwards. So tailbone, only tailbone, just moves forward a tiny bit. And then it moves gently backwards. Move forwards a tiny bit and back. Gently forwards and gently back. Perhaps a little bit more than the tailbone, perhaps a little bit of the pelvis moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Gently forwards, gently backwards. Perhaps the movement is moving as far as Ming Men. Gently forwards, gently backwards. Between L2 and L3 on the spine, it's gently moving. Lower back. Swinging the tailbone like a pendulum. allowing this movement to work its way gently up to your waist. Trying to keep the rest of the body moving if possible. Just this movement from the waist, from the tailbone up to the waist. Perhaps we can include a few more vertebrae in the middle of the back, gently connecting into the middle of the back, and the tailbone moves forward, bends the middle of the back, tailbone moves backward, bends the middle of the back. Keeping our knees nice and soft. Perhaps we can find our way to make the tailbone move just between the shoulder blades. At the height of the brass strap, and then maybe just slightly up between the shoulder blades as well, so can the tailbone move the spine all the way out there, backwards all the way out there, forwards all the way out, backwards all the way out. So now we're moving up until we're getting just underneath the shoulders, right up the length of the spine. Then we're going to start working our way into the cervical vertebra. Tailbone bends, the neck starts to gently move backwards and forwards. Some sort of crane's neck movement starts to get involved here. Can pushing the tailbone forwards ripple all the way up your spine and move the back of the neck, and then move the head. Head starts slowly moving, and then it gets a bit bigger. And then we can release the whole spine. It doesn't really matter if your tailbone's going forwards and your head's going backwards, or if your tailbone's going forwards and your head's going forwards. And then halfway through, you lose the coordination of what it is you're thinking you're supposed to do. That's good. It doesn't matter because there is no right and wrong here. So just allow the spine to move forwards and backwards however it wishes. And the shoulders can have a bit of a move as well. Okay, very good. Let's bring that to a stop. Just let the body stand for a moment. Start the little forward and backward movement of your head. Just moving the head backwards and forwards a tiny bit. Just loosening that first bone, the axis bone, just underneath the skull. Gently working with that. Move a little bit further down, so we've got 2 or 3 of the cervical vertebrae moving, nothing else. Some more movement into it. Get all of the cervical spine moving. Little forwards, little backwards. Just releasing the neck. Draw the attention just between the shoulder blades, upper back to the shoulder blades. See if we can get that moving with the head. Trying to keep the rest of the chest pretty much unmoving. Okay, can we move a little bit lower, perhaps the solar plexus level? Head moves, shoulders move, neck moves. Sorry, neck moves, shoulders move, and now to the middle of the back moving. Moving down to the waist level, getting the head to lead all the way to the waist. When it goes backwards, it leads all the way down to the waist. We feel the forward movement kind of pushing down the spine to the waist. Backward movement pushing down the spine to the waist. Move down below the waist. Heading into the level of the then gate down below that. Heading down towards the hips, the tailbone. We can get the tailbone to move as well. Let's just feel the whole spine flowing It seems to be generated by the head moving and it flows all the way down the spine. Sometimes you find that a fresh movement of the head will move the tailbone forwards. Sometimes it'll move it backwards, so don't feel that there's anything wrong in this. Let it be whatever it needs to be. Okay, very good. Let the spine snake up and down. Let the knees relax a little bit like we were doing earlier with the other form. We can let the tailbone sink down, let the knees bend, let the spine follow, and then bring everything to a stop. Let's move our tailbone sideways. Just a little movement sideways. And then to the other side. Like a pendulum of a clock. A tiny movement. Gently. Gently. Make that movement a little bigger. And a little bigger. Side to side. The level of your hips starting to work. The level of Ming Men start to gently be influenced by your tailbone. Your waist start to gently be influenced by the tailbone. About the solar plexus level now, the tailbone can move and you can feel the middle of your body sort of following that movement. Up underneath the chest, moving a little higher. What about the arms? What do the arms want to do as you move from side to side? Do they want to join in as well? Stop the arms, having a little bit of a flow, sort of tongbi moment as we start to work up the spine to the shoulder level. So if you feel that you suddenly want to do a little bit of Hawaiian dancing, that's fine. You can let your hands gently flow in front or behind or not move, whatever feels right. So as the tailbone moves, we snake up the spine to the shoulders, and then we can start to move the head side to side. And again, is the tailbone going the same way as the head? The tailbone going the opposite way to the head? Doesn't matter. But it is interesting to try it, because if you find that there's a natural way for you and you think, oh, I seem to be always going head one way, tailbone the other way, try making your head and tailbone go the same way. Just try it and see what happens. Or perhaps your head and tailbone are always going the same way. Try and make them go in the opposite direction to each other. See if you can figure that out. It's good to challenge the body because the body will move into its natural rhythm, will find its natural way to go. But sometimes it's also nice to challenge that because sometimes we're avoiding key blockages, we're avoiding change. And so if we think to, positively criticize ourselves and just think, this is what I'm always doing. Perhaps I could try doing something different. Just see what happens. You might suddenly realize why you're doing something different. You're avoiding some particular sensation. Always the same story. If you find yourself feeling dizzy, think about the feet, think about connecting to the earth, think about grabbing the feet with your, grabbing the earth with your toes and experiencing how it feels. Come to a stop. Okay. So let's start with the head. Move one ear to the shoulder, move the other ear to the shoulder. A gentle sideways movement to the head. We keep ourselves looking forwards, but we're just working the top of the neck, And then we can allow ourselves to go a little bit deeper, to work down to the bottom of the neck, about shoulder height. Perhaps we can start to move the arms. You can move the shoulders up and down a little bit if you wish, just to help that kind of movement of the spine in between. Again, the arms can be out and moving if they want. No hard and fast rules here. Just what feels right for you. Moving into shoulder blades, below the shoulder blades. Moving into the middle of your back. It's an interesting thing here. Can you stop your tailbone from moving? Sometimes that's interesting as well, just to hold your tailbone in place, or even almost push your tailbone in the opposite direction to stop it from reacting to the rest of the body moving. And so we can kind of almost isolate or counter push the tailbone. That sometimes also has benefits as well. Your tailbone just naturally wants to get involved and dance along. But if you stop it, and sometimes you can find a little bit of resistance there, which is quite useful. Okay, so we can start to move down into the hips now, and we're heading down to the tailbone as well. And we can just let the whole body gently flow and relax. Head's moving, tailbone's moving, whole spine is moving. Left, right, right, left, whichever way suits. And again, checking to see if it's better. Keep your head going the same way as the tailbone, different way to the tailbone, whichever seems right for you. Good. And then that'll come to a gentle stop. Rotate the waist. So it's a tiny turn to begin with. It's just the tailbone turning a little bit to the left, turning a little bit to the right. Tiny turn of the tailbone, tiny turn. Left and right. So it just reminds us of the opening exercise that we did. Just a little bit bigger then. Just the hips turning left and right. Try and keep the upper body facing forwards. So again, you almost have to push the upper body in the opposite direction to stop it from turning. If your hips are going left, sometimes you have to almost force the upper body to go right a little bit, stop it from moving. We're not turning it yet. We're just kind of resisting the movement of the hips, trying to stop the hips from making the body turn. What about the waist? Can you feel the waist starting to turn left and right? A little bit of movement there. Keep the chest looking forwards as the waist turns. It's quite difficult, and sometimes you find you've lost it, but that doesn't matter. Tummy turning, chest staying straight. That's difficult. Chest turning, let the arms go with a little bit, and the head staying looking forwards. I think we can start to release the whole body into a turn there. You can make it a little bigger if you wish. Just allow the body to turn left and right. Do you want to involve the arms in it as well? Just let them flow. Do you want to turn further to the left and right? Whole body starts to flow. Left, right, flowing. Tailbone turns, spine turns, head turns. Not necessarily in that order. You can experiment with the idea. The spine turning one way, the head turning the other way. Suddenly you find some very strange things going on. It's quite fun to do. Okay, and let's bring that to a gentle stop. Starting from the head, gently looking left, gently looking right. Slowly left, slowly right. and a bit more left, and a bit more right. And right, left, and right. As far as the nape of your neck, so the whole cervical spine is turning without the rest of the body turning. Now we try to get to make the shoulders turn left and right without the chest turning. That's a trick, isn't it? A little sort of movement there. Try to sort of keep the chest forward and get the shoulders to move. You can make the arms move backwards and the chest stay forwards. You can make that little adjustment and then let the chest start to move. But try and keep your tummy forwards, head and chest moving, tummy trying to keep facing the front. So you can work down to your belly button now. Try to keep the hips facing forwards. This flow. Let the arms flow with it. Ah, the hips are desperate to get involved. Let the hips start to move as well. Feel the tailbone follow in. When the head turns, you can feel the whole of the spine wants to turn. The arms, they can hang by the sides. You can put your arms on your chest. You can put your arms up in the air. What do you want to do with your arms? Doesn't matter. Unfortunately, your arms get a little bit bored. They want to join in because the rest of the body's having fun and they don't get involved in this exercise. You just have to let them do whatever they wish. Make the turn from the head, feel it turn all the way down the spine, feel it turn the tailbone. Very good. Okay, and then just bring that to a gentle stop. There's one last method. So if you think about it, we've moved our tailbone forwards and backwards. We've moved our tailbone left and right. We've rotated our tailbone round, our spine round completely. And now we're going to make a rotation of the spine. So this is very much swirl hips. So start with the tailbone and make a circle with it on the floor. Little circle with the tailbone, trying to keep the rest of the body straight. We can make the swirl hip circle a little bit bigger. Don't forget to do the back of the circle. So we're very familiar with swirl hips, I'm sure. Nice wide circle. I once had this very strange image. It's a very boy image, so it may not translate so well, of having something like a laser pointer installed into my tailbone so that I could draw sort of red circles on the floor and see what they would look like. Yes, I don't think, well, I didn't have it done just in case you were wondering. But the idea that you could actually have sort of a laser pointer and it would see how perfect the circles would be on the floor. Anyway, try and create circles. My upper body has escaped, right? Try and keep the upper body as unmoving as possible. Now we can go as far as the waist and try and work the circle around, keeping the upper body from moving. Mine just shot off into its own thing there. Try and keep the upper body steady. Try and move up as far as the belly button. It's moving, but the rest of the body is steady. And you move up just below the chest. How do we get the chest involved in this as well? Arms involved. And then eventually neck has to get involved as well. And the head has to get involved. So now we're trying to spiral the spine, spiral the chest, spiral the head. And it starts to get very confused. My head doesn't want to follow this. It doesn't quite remember which way it's supposed to be going. And suddenly I find myself spiraling in the opposite direction. It's all a bit crazy. But try and keep going with it. It doesn't really matter how it works, just make this spiral happen. Tailbone spiraling one way, all the way up the spine, spiraling around the head. Very good. Come to a gentle stop. And then last time, always thinking lower dantian. If you'll find yourself, when you move up to the head, it quite clearly moves qi up in the body. And that is the function of it, is to draw qi up through the spine up into the center of the head. But we can reverse that back down again by just moving the head gently. Try and go in the opposite direction, if you can remember what that was. Let's start to do the head gently, working with the first couple of cervical vertebrae, and then going a bit deeper, moving to the top of the shoulders, circle down between the shoulder blades, circling down to the chest, circling down to the belly, circling down into the hips, circling down to the tailbone. So head moves, spine follows. Bring that to a gentle stop. Let's draw some chi back down to the belly. Lift up or down. Lift together. Just reorganize your chi. So the idea of exercises like this is that they're actually chi disruptors. They, I was going to say break, that's not the right word at all. They just affect the standard flow of chi in your body. And sometimes the standard flow of chi has become something that's undesirable. So having standard flow of chi challenged is not a problem. It's a good thing. Let's just bring our hands back down to our belly. So the idea is that any pattern can be challenged, especially the patterns inside our body. The chi flow patterns can be challenged. And so we disrupt the chi by using forms like this. And the chi is forced to rethink about what it's doing, take a new pathway, as it were. And sometimes that breaks through pain blockages, breaks through old habits, as it were. So what have we seen today? We've seen a large TaiChi ball that can be moved pretty much anywhere. How about sort of moving a TaiChi ball to one side and then moving the TaiChi ball to the other side? How about this TaiChi ball can suddenly split into two TaiChi balls and can suddenly flow whatever way it wants to? When you turn the TaiChi ball upside down, it doesn't drop out of your hand. It stays there because chi isn't affected by gravity in the way. So perhaps one TaiChi ball can exchange sides. You can move your body. You can move the two balls and merge them into one and let them flow. You can take TaiChi balls up in the air. You can take them all the way down as you squat. You can take them around behind you to the sides. What have we thought about our spine? We can move our spine forwards and backwards in this flow. We can move our spine left and right in this flow. We can rotate our spine round, and we can rotate our spine forwards and backwards. So what's going to happen when we bring all of this into free movement? Well, that's down to you. It's down to you to express yourself, just to find out what you want to do. So when we move in these ways, we can also consider, what about the speed? Perhaps you suddenly want to do something quite quickly, and then suddenly you might think, oh, no, that's got to be very, very slow. And so you could bring it small. Perhaps the TaiChi ball suddenly wants to be enormous, and then perhaps it suddenly wants to be tiny. It might be on something you want to work with just right in front of you, in a very, very small and accurate way. And then perhaps it might want to sweep and become huge. So there are no rules here anymore. There's nobody judging you. There's nobody testing you. Dance like nobody was watching. And for your guide, we're just recording the speaker view. So when this goes onto YouTube, the only person who's making a fool of themselves will be me. And I don't feel like it's making a fool of yourself. I feel like it's a beautiful expression. And so let's just start very gently and gather a TaiChi ball and just hold it in front of the belly for a few moments. Just let it open and close in a simple Lachi fashion. Just bringing yourself back into your body, bring yourself back into this space. And then feel where the TaiChi ball wants to go. You're not following me anymore. You're following the natural flow of the Tao in your body. So we have these streams of qi that flow through our bodies. Acupuncturists work with them. We have these streams of qi that flow around our bodies. Those would be worked with by people who do feng shui. So we have a natural, we are just flowing in the river of qi. And how does that want to express itself in your body? So try not to, I don't want to discourage you from going crazy and freaking out, because perhaps that's what your body needs. But I do want you to stay reasonably controlled with this. I don't want you to start screaming and shouting and throwing yourself all over the place. But I do want you to let your body go. And I do want you to listen to your body, because if your body's saying, no, too dangerous, I don't want to do this, there's two ways to view that. The first question is, why are you so afraid? What is making you afraid? And the second one is, do you really have a valid reason for avoiding this free movement? Perhaps you actually have something wrong with a sort of cervical spine that you have to be more careful of. That's okay, that's fine, work within your limitations, but just allow yourself to flow. Don't forget, one TaiChi ball can suddenly become two TaiChi balls. The spine can rotate, the spine can gyrate. You can allow your hands to flow. Big circles and small circles. Sometimes it feels really appropriate to balance the left with the right. You find you've suddenly done something with your hands on one side and you think, I have to go back and do that on the other side to create appropriate balance. But then sometimes you find, everything wants to work on the right side of my body. But that's just fine, whatever you feel about that. Because again, you're going with the flow of nature. Think about TaiChi ball. Think about the Daoist ball forms. So very often in Chinese culture, we hear about dragons flowing, dragon energy. And even into the children's cartoon, which was called Dragon Ball Z. I don't know, maybe you might remember something of that. But there's these kind of dragon energies that flow, and you can allow yourself to flow with the natural flow of nature. Water chi, dragon chi, nature chi, flowing, and you just with it. And as Dr. Pang would point out, everything is Hunyuan chi. And so rather than thinking about earth energy and heaven energy, we come back to the idea that everything is Hunyuan chi. So you allow it to express itself in whatever way you want. Okay, should we start to make these movements a little bit smaller? We're just going to wind up in the next 2 or 3 minutes. We'll just sort of slow ourselves down a little bit. Sometimes when I say something like that, I suddenly realize that I don't want to stop. It doesn't feel like it's ready to stop. Again, you should respect that. So if you feel that you can't bring it to a stop straight away, that's fine. But if you feel you're happy to go a little bit slower, then we can start some gathering forms. And that would be kind of like stretching the arms out in front of you and drawing the chi back into your body, lifting the hands up the side and drawing the chi back into the body. Perhaps gathering one hand and pulling chi in, gathering the other hand and pulling chi in. Where does it want to go? Does it want to go into your head? Does it want to go into lower dantian? You can take these armfuls, handfuls of chi, draw them out and pull them into your body. So whatever your gathering form is, if you want to take it from the heavens, perhaps you might want to take it from the earth, whatever feels right, start to gather chi back to your body. Can you bring your hands to rest on your belly yet? Maybe not, maybe so. If they feel like they're ready to settle, that's good. If not, perhaps you might want to take a few more. Gathering of chi. Ultimately, we're wanting to bring the hands back onto the belly and bring ourselves back into the center. We have to find the natural end. If you're still moving, don't panic, no problem. Just working our way back, standing for a few moments. You know the idea. If we suddenly find that we're lightheaded after all this exercise, we plug ourselves back into our feet. We make that deep connection with the toes, holding onto the earth. And we have a word in English, I don't know how well it translates, scrunching up. Scrunching up, you scrunch up your hair or you scrunch up newspaper, but you can also sort of scrunch up your toes, which is kind of like gripping with the toes onto the earth, squeezing the toes tight, just holding on. And when we connect to the earth in that way, we can connect through our toes deep into the earth. That helps us to bring about balance once more. Deep inside lower dantian, the body has been open. Everything is flowing well. You've gathered abundant chi. At a physiological level, your spine, wow, blood and chi flowing well, fluids flowing deep inside your spine. Your spine is super healthy. The discs in between each of the vertebrae, plump, strong, filled with chi. It's a very Western doctor thing to do, to tell you, oh no, that's broken, that disc there, and it'll never come back. We don't believe that in Qigong, as you know. You can imagine if your physical disc is a little bit worn out, make a chi disc, pump it up with chi, make a beautiful fat chi disc in between your vertebrae. Everything in the spine, loose and open, working well. Hips working well. So let's think about lower dantian. Imagine lower dantian, abundant with chi, a big ball of chi deep in your belly. Take this chi and flow it up your spine, right up into your brain. Illuminate your brain with chi. Blood and chi flowing well through your brain. All functions of your brain are strong, healthy. All functions of your sensory organs, healthy. From the brain, we have the nervous system coming down our spine, down our arms, down our legs. Think about the nervous system, perfect working order. The endocrine system, pituitary gland in your head, pineal, thyroid, thymus, working all the way down to the kidneys, down the sexual organs. Just think of your whole endocrine system, perfect, working well. Your blood system reaching the tip of your fingers, the tip of your toes, all over your skin, deep inside your bones. Blood system working well. We imagine the chi all the way up our spine, upper um, thorax. Is that right? Yes, upper thorax. Imagine your lungs and your heart working well, the middle of your thorax. Think about the liver and the spleen, the pancreas, the kidneys working well, down to the lower part, the sexual organs working well, into the hips and the pelvis working well, your thighs strong, your knees filled with chi, abundance of chi in your knees, calves strong, abundance of chi in your ankles, your Achilles, your feet filled with chi to the tips of your toes. Think about the skin on the soles of your feet, the skin all the way up the back of your body, over the top of the head, and down the front. Just think about your skin in perfect working order. It's the biggest organ of your body. Just think of it. Beautiful, working well. And then think about the protective Wei Qi layer underneath your feet, sweeping up the back of the body, over the top of the head, down the front of the body. This wonderful protective layer of qi, your Wei Qi layer, is strong and working well. And then around you, you have your qi body, a bubble of qi. Inside, you're safe. Every cell in your body filled with qi, every cell in your body working well. You are healthy. You are healthy. If your hands have strayed away from your belly, you can bring them back and put them on the belly button. Draw 3 circles round your belly button just to gather everything back into the core of the body. And then draw 3 circles in the opposite direction, just to bring us back into this time, into this space, into our bodies. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and put a big smile on your face. You can wiggle your fingers a little bit. You can shake your toes. You can shake the whole body. Stretch out in whatever way you wish to stretch out. If you need to bend, that's no problem, but make sure you come up very, very carefully, very, very slowly, because it can make you really dizzy. Stretch in whatever way you require. And then to avoid suddenly appearing on YouTube, don't unmute your microphone. We're going to say howla together, but I'll know you're all saying howla with me. Don't worry. Okay, so we'll say howla 3 times. We can put our hands up in the air. I'll count 1, 2, and then we say howla. Everything is good already. Hands up. 1, 2, howla. 1, 2, howla. Last time. 1, 2, howla. Oh, lovely. I don't know if you know, in Jiden Qigong, we have a little salute called Hunyuan in TaiChi hands. In Daoism, they have the prayer, sorry, in Buddhism, they have the prayer hands. And in Daoism, they have this kind of salute. But in Jiden Qigong, you bring your right hand up and your left hand down, and you put them on top, and then you pull the fingers together like a sort of yin and yang symbol. You put the thumbs on the end, and it's called entirety hands. Really good to see you. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. This will go up onto YouTube. You can repeat the class again. And yes, and if you would like to donate to our documentary, my address is on WhatsApp. Really good to see you all. Really nice. Thank you, everyone. Bye.